Hello, and welcome to Better Talk English, the podcast where you learn to speak English naturally, clearly, and with confidence. I'm Jason, and today we're going to talk about something many learners don't realize. Sometimes the reason you are not improving is not your effort, but your method. You may be studying a lot, but still feel stuck. That's because you might be learning English the wrong way. Many learners believe that more study time always means better results. They spend hours reading grammar books and memorizing rules, but when it comes to speaking, they hesitate and feel unsure. This creates frustration and confusion. The problem is not the effort, but how that effort is used. One common mistake is focusing too much on grammar and trying to be perfect. While grammar is important, it should not stop you from speaking. If you wait for perfect sentences, you will speak less and less. Real communication is not about perfection. It is about expressing your ideas clearly. Another mistake is memorizing vocabulary without context. Learning long word lists might seem useful, but it is not very effective. Words need to be connected to real situations. If you don't use them, you will forget them quickly. Practice is what makes vocabulary stay in your mind. Many learners also rely too much on translation. They first think in their native language and then try to translate into English. This process slows down speaking and creates stress. It also makes conversations feel unnatural. To improve, you need to reduce translation step by step. Another problem is passive learning. Watching videos or reading books without active practice is not enough. Your brain needs to use the language, not just receive it. Speaking, repeating, and thinking in English are essential. Without action, progress becomes very slow. Many learners wait too long before they start speaking. They think they need more vocabulary or better grammar first, but this idea delays progress. Speaking is not the result of learning. Hello, and welcome to Better Talk English, the podcast where you learn to speak English naturally, clearly, and with confidence. I'm Jason, and today we're going to talk about something many learners don't realize. Sometimes the reason you are not improving is not your effort, but your method. You may be studying a lot, but still feel stuck. That's because you might be learning English the wrong way. Many learners believe that more study time always means better results. They spend hours reading grammar books and memorizing rules, but when it comes to speaking, they hesitate and feel unsure. This creates frustration and confusion. The problem is not the effort, but how that effort is used. One common mistake is focusing too much on grammar and trying to be perfect. While grammar is important, it should not stop you from speaking. If you wait for perfect sentences, you will speak less and less. Real communication is not about perfection. It is about expressing your ideas clearly. Another mistake is memorizing vocabulary without context. Learning long word lists might seem useful, but it is not very effective. Words need to be connected to real situations. If you don't use them, you will forget them quickly. Practice is what makes vocabulary stay in your mind. Many learners also rely too much on translation. They first think in their native language and then try to translate into English. This process slows down speaking and creates stress. It also makes conversations feel unnatural. To improve, you need to reduce translation step by step. Another problem is passive learning. Watching videos or reading books without active practice is not enough. Your brain needs to use the language, not just receive it. Speaking, repeating, and thinking in English are essential. Without action, progress becomes very slow. Many learners wait too long before they start speaking. They think they need more vocabulary or better grammar first, but this idea delays progress. Speaking is not the result of learning, it is part of learning. The sooner you start, the faster you improve. Fear of making mistakes is another big challenge. Many people feel embarrassed when they speak incorrectly, but mistakes are a natural part of learning any language. They show that you are trying and improving. Avoiding mistakes means avoiding progress. Another mistake is not practicing consistently. Learning once or twice a week is not enough. Your brain needs regular exposure to English. Even a few minutes every day can make a big difference. Consistency is more important than intensity. Some learners focus only on difficult materials. They try to understand advanced content too early. This can create frustration and reduce motivation. It is better to start with simple and clear English. Gradually, your level will improve. Another issue is not listening enough. Listening helps your brain understand how English sounds naturally. It improves pronunciation, rhythm, and understanding. Without listening, speaking becomes harder. Make listening a daily habit. Many learners also ignore pronunciation. They focus on words and grammar, but forget how to say them correctly. Clear pronunciation helps others understand you better. It also builds your confidence. Practicing sounds and rhythm is very important. Using English only during study time is another mistake. English should be part of your daily life. You can think, speak, or even write simple sentences during the day. This helps your brain get used to the language. The more you use it, the easier it becomes. Another common problem is losing motivation too quickly. Progress in language learning takes time. You may not see results immediately, but every small step is important. Staying patient and consistent is the key. So, if you feel stuck, don't worry. You don't need to work harder, you need to work smarter. Change your method. Use English actively and practice every day. When you do this, you will start to see real progress. Another common mistake is trying to learn everything at once. Many learners jump from one topic to another without focus. This makes learning confusing and overwhelming. It is better to choose a few things and practice them well. Simple and focused learning brings better results. Some learners depend too much on subtitles when watching videos. They read instead of listening carefully. This slows their listening improvement. It is helpful to sometimes watch without subtitles. This trains your ears to understand real English. Another problem is comparing yourself to others. You may feel that others are learning faster than you. This can reduce your confidence and motivation. Everyone has a different learning speed. Focus on your own progress instead. Many learners also ignore speaking because they feel shy. They understand English but don't use it. This creates a gap between knowledge and ability. Speaking is a skill that needs practice. The more you speak, the easier it becomes. Another mistake is learning only formal or textbook English. Real conversations are often simple and natural. If you only learn formal sentences, your speech may sound unnatural. Try to learn everyday expressions. This helps you communicate more easily. Some learners try to avoid mistakes completely. They stop speaking when they are unsure. This limits their progress. Making mistakes is part of learning. It helps you understand what to improve. Another issue is not reviewing what you learn. You may learn something new today and forget it tomorrow. Without review, information does not stay in your memory. Repeating and revisiting helps your brain remember. Practice makes learning stronger. Many learners also don't use English in real situations. They only study in books or apps. But real learning happens when you use the language. Try to speak about your daily life. This makes learning meaningful and practical. Another mistake is expecting fast results. Language learning takes time and patience. If you expect quick success, you may feel disappointed. Progress is slow but steady. Trust the process and keep going. Some learners focus only on understanding and not on speaking. They listen and read but don't practice speaking. This creates an imbalance. You need both input and output. Speaking helps you become active in the language. Another problem is learning without a clear goal. If you don't know why you are learning English, it is easy to lose direction. Having a goal gives you motivation. It helps you stay focused. Set simple and clear goals for yourself. Many learners also feel afraid of being judged. They worry about what others think. But this fear stops them from practicing. But most people understand that you are learning. Focus on improvement, not on others' opinions. Another mistake is not enjoying the learning process. If learning feels like a burden, you may lose interest. Try to make it fun and interesting. Use topics you like. Enjoyment helps you stay consistent. Some learners rely too much on one method. They use only one app or one book. This can limit their progress. It is better to use different methods. Combine listening, speaking, reading, and thinking. So remember, learning English the wrong way can slow you down. But the good news is that you can change your approach. Focus on simple, active, and consistent practice. When you do this, your English will improve naturally over time. Another mistake many learners make is ignoring small progress. They only focus on big results and forget the small improvements they make every day. This can make them feel like they are not improving at all. In reality, every small step matters. Recognizing progress helps you stay motivated. Some learners also try to sound like native speakers too quickly. They focus too much on accent and perfection. This can create unnecessary pressure. Clear communication is more important than sounding perfect. Focus on being understood first. Another issue is learning without speaking out loud. Many learners practice only in their mind, but speaking is a physical skill that needs real practice. Your mouth needs to get used to English sounds. Saying words out loud improves fluency and confidence. Many learners don't give themselves enough time to improve. They expect fast results and feel disappointed when progress is slow. But language learning is a long process. It requires patience and consistency. Trust that your effort will bring results over time. Another mistake is skipping basic sentences. Learners often want to jump to advanced topics, but simple sentences are the foundation of communication. If your basics are strong, everything becomes easier. Never underestimate simple English. Some people learn English only for exams. They focus on passing tests instead of real communication. This limits their ability to use the language in real life. English is a tool for communication, not just a subject. Use it in practical ways every day. Another problem is not asking questions. When learners don't understand something, they stay silent. This slows down their learning. Asking questions helps you learn faster. It also builds confidence. Many learners also forget to enjoy speaking. They focus too much on correctness. This makes speaking stressful. Try to relax and enjoy the process. Speaking should feel natural, not forced. Another mistake is using very complicated sentences. Learners think complex sentences sound better, but they often create confusion. Simple and clear sentences are more effective. Clarity is more important than complexity. Some learners give up too easily when they face difficulty. They feel discouraged and stop practicing. But challenges are part of learning. Every difficulty helps you grow. Keep going even when it feels hard. Another issue is not practicing listening and speaking together. These skills support each other. Listening helps you understand, and speaking helps you use what you learn. When combined, they improve faster. Try to practice both daily. Many learners also don't use English to express their real thoughts. They only repeat textbook sentences. This makes learning less meaningful. Try to speak about your own life and feelings. Personal connection improves memory. Another mistake is being too serious all the time. Learning becomes tiring without enjoyment. Add fun activities like watching videos or listening to music. This keeps your interest alive. Learning should be both useful and enjoyable. Some learners forget that mistakes are temporary. They think mistakes define their level, but mistakes are just part of the process. Every mistake is a chance to improve. Don't be afraid of them. So as you continue learning, remember to avoid these common mistakes. Focus on simple, active, and consistent practice. Use English in your daily life as much as possible. Over time, you will see real and lasting improvement. Another mistake learners make is not creating a daily learning environment. English should not exist only in your study time. It should be part of your daily routine and surroundings. You can change your phone language or think in English during simple tasks. These small actions help your brain adapt faster. Consistent exposure is very important. Some learners depend too much on motivation. They only study when they feel excited or inspired. But motivation comes and goes, and it is not always reliable. Discipline and routine are more powerful than motivation. Even on low-energy days, small practice still helps. Another issue is not repeating enough. Many learners want new content every day, but without repetition, the brain forgets quickly. Repeating simple words and sentences builds strong memory. It may feel boring, but it is very effective. Many learners also don't pay attention to sentence structure. They focus only on individual words, but communication happens through sentences, not just words. Learning full sentences helps you speak more naturally. It also improves your fluency. Another mistake is not using English when you are alone. Many people think they need a partner to practice, but you can practice by yourself anytime. Talking to yourself is a powerful method. It helps you think and speak at the same time. Some learners try to learn perfect pronunciation from the beginning. They become too focused on every sound. This can slow down their progress. It is better to aim for clear and understandable speech first. Perfection can come later with practice. Another problem is avoiding difficult situations. Learners stay only in comfortable areas, but growth happens when you challenge yourself. Trying new things builds confidence. Step out of your comfort zone gradually. Many learners don't track their progress. They practice but don't notice improvement. Keeping a simple record can help. You can write or record your speaking. This shows how much you have improved over time. Another mistake is thinking that learning must always be serious. This makes the process tiring. Adding fun elements makes learning easier. Games, videos, and conversations can help. Enjoyment keeps you consistent. Some learners focus too much on understanding everything. They stop when they don't understand a word. This breaks the flow of learning. It is okay to understand partially. Meaning becomes clearer over time. Another issue is not building confidence step by step. Learners want to feel confident immediately, but confidence grows through practice. Small successes build strong confidence. Be patient with yourself. Many learners forget to use English actively every day. They learn but don't apply it. Application is the key to fluency. Even simple daily use makes a difference. Use English as much as possible. Another mistake is not reviewing old material. Learners keep moving forward without looking back. This weakens memory over time. Reviewing helps you strengthen what you already know. It makes your foundation stronger. Some learners become afraid of speaking in real situations. They worry about making mistakes in front of others. This fear limits their progress. The best way to improve is to practice in real life. Confidence grows with experience. So as you move forward, focus on building strong habits and avoiding these mistakes. Keep your learning simple, active, and consistent. Use English every day in real situations. With time and patience, your skills will grow naturally. Another mistake learners make is not trusting their own ability. They feel that their English is not good enough to use. This creates hesitation and doubt. But you don't need perfect English to communicate. Trusting yourself is an important step forward. Some learners wait for someone to correct every mistake. They depend too much on teachers or partners. While feedback is helpful, you also need to practice independently. Learning to notice your own mistakes is valuable. It builds confidence and awareness. Another issue is learning without real purpose. When you don't use English in meaningful ways, it feels empty. Try to connect English with your life and goals. Speak about your interests, your plans, and your experiences. This makes learning more personal and effective. Many learners also don't challenge themselves enough. They stay at the same level for a long time. Growth happens when you try something slightly difficult. It can be uncomfortable at first, but this is how improvement begins. Another mistake is focusing only on input, like reading and listening. These are important, but they are not enough. You also need output, like speaking and writing. Output helps you use what you learn. It makes your knowledge active. Some learners think they are too old to improve. They believe language learning is only for young people. But this is not true. Anyone can learn with the right method and consistency. Age is not a barrier to progress. Another problem is not celebrating small wins. Learners often ignore their achievements. This reduces motivation over time. Recognizing progress keeps you positive. Every small success matters. Many learners also forget to build a habit. They study randomly without a routine. This makes progress slow and unstable. A simple daily habit is more effective. Consistency creates long-term results. Another mistake is giving too much importance to difficult words. Learners try to sound advanced all the time, but simple language is more useful in daily life. Clear and simple sentences are powerful. They help you communicate better. Some learners avoid speaking because they feel shy. They worry about making mistakes in front of others. This fear holds them back. Speaking is the only way to improve speaking. Confidence grows with practice. Another issue is not using English in real situations. Learners stay in a learning environment only. They don't apply their knowledge in daily life. Real use makes learning meaningful. It turns knowledge into skill. Many learners also don't listen actively. They hear English but don't focus on understanding. Active listening means paying attention to sounds and meaning. This improves comprehension. It also helps with pronunciation. Another mistake is not setting clear goals. Without goals, learning becomes directionless. Goals help you stay focused and motivated. They give you a reason to continue. Keep your goals simple and realistic. Some learners expect everything to be easy. When they face difficulty, they feel discouraged. But challenges are part of the process. They help you grow stronger. Keep going even when it feels hard. So, as you continue your journey, remember to avoid these common mistakes. Focus on simple, active, and consistent learning. Use English in your daily life as much as possible. Over time, your confidence and fluency will grow naturally. You don't need perfect English to communicate. What truly matters is that you keep going, keep trying, and keep using the language every single day in real life. Over time, you will begin to notice real changes. You will understand more without translating, speak more easily without fear, and think faster in English without effort. Little by little, it will stop feeling forced and start feeling natural. So keep practicing, keep training your brain, and keep believing in yourself, even when progress feels slow. Every small step you take is building your confidence and moving you forward, even if you don't notice it immediately. Thank you for spending this time with me on Better Talk English. I'm Jason, and this is not just the end of an episode, it's the beginning of your next level. Keep going, and I'll see you on your journey.